So I wanted to ask you guys more specifically about whether you have had personal issues with anxiety, depression, or bereavement, or stress reaction, and basically how you coped with it. I think a lot of you already know that I had like quite bad anxiety for a period of time. I had therapy and how it really affected me. So I would just be keen to hear about your story. I know a lot of you, well, I know all of you well, and I know some of you have personal struggles, some of you I don't. So it'd be interesting just to hear some of your stories.
Right, for me, usually because I'm very sensitive and things affect me quite deeply. So usually if I find out something, when my chest is really tight, I just know that something is wrong. And then I can't shake the feeling, and it's usually right. And then I get whatever it is, I find out what it is, or it happens. And it's like, okay, cool. And my stomach drops. And I'm just like, okay, I just need to breathe. And then it starts to sink in, and I'm like, oh crap. So sometimes if I'm alone, it's easier for me to cope with because I can kind of have a meltdown in a safe space, and then I have to pull myself together. And it's funny where I find advice in the weirdest places. So Drake used to say this thing that his mum said, I swear now, but I live by this. I love Drake. I really love Drake, but that's not the point. So I remember he said things used to happen and things would be in the news, and his mum used to say to him that it's just a new cycle. So she said 3 sleeps, that's all you need, and it won't matter. Like it will still matter, but it dissipates as it goes on. So literally that is my rule, because I personally made a choice that I can't live a life where I dwell in things and they overtake and they become the sole focus of my life, because you tend to miss out on blessings and things that are going on. So I literally give myself 3 sleeps, and it's like, okay,
that's like
my 3rd sleep, you're not over it, but all the dwelling and processing 24/7 has to dissipate by then, because you have work to go to, you have a life to live, there's things to be experienced, and you can't let this thing rule you. And it's not to say that you get over it, because there's things that you heal from that take 3 months, 6 months. But in that space, I can be as raw and vulnerable and I've just been there with me in a 3 sleep episode, and after 3 sleeps, I was like, okay.
But I think it depends what happens to you.
This is true.
So that's obviously your way of dealing with things that are going on in your life. I would say, I'm not talking about myself personally, but I've been very close to someone who's had a very, very serious, significant life event. And it's life-changing for everybody around them, and a lot of people kind of know about the situation. And I don't think 360 is really going to work like that. And that was a really, when looking back, it's amazing how, on the other hand, I see what you're saying about 360, how things have changed over the time. But we're talking 18 months to a year of quite serious mental rehabilitation. But on the plus side, it was really successful, and that person has managed to come out on the other side. But it depends what happens to you, depends on the type of person you are, depends on the people you have around you, depends on the help that you've got. The person in question did have therapy and still engaged in sort of psychological help, had help from their GP, but there was a lot going in for that process to happen. And if those things weren't there, who knows what could happen.
I've definitely had periods where I was my mum was on the receiving end, because every day I was just like, oh, I hate my job, I'm not happy, I'd be complaining. And I think it went on for about 2 years. It went on for a period of 2 years, and when I came out of it, I think I was just like, it can be this hard, but I just needed to find a better way of coping with the events that tend to traumatize or kind of that tend to shape you almost.
But I think you bring up a good point, like specifically as women. Well, I've noticed in women, I noticed in myself, like the physical manifestations of anxiety. And it's just like, I think I get that breathing thing where I'm like, oh, I'm thinking about my breathing now. I can't breathe, and like I know that in my first year of college, I checked out, I couldn't breathe. I like my fingernails turning blue, no oxygen is getting to my extremities. Like they took me to the hospital, like you're having an anxiety attack. And from then on, I realized that was one of the manifestations. Another one is like having a bad stomach, like and sometimes like your body knows before you do because you're just like going through the motions and going through life. But like I think it's just another like Chloe was talking about mindfulness. Like you have to be in touch with your minds. I think women's bodies and minds are so intertwined. So and I think sometimes your body just like won't move. Like my body will just we're not doing anything today. Like and then it's an inquiry for me about like what is it about my life that's not right. But I think like personally, like I said, having moved here and going through this adjustment, starting school again, being really bad in school after 10 years, like having grown up not really doing something that I wasn't good at, and just feeling like my life was not coming together, and feeling just not solid. And also not knowing how to navigate the health system. Like in the US, I was able to just go directly to a psychologist. Like I could see a therapist. I was lucky to have health insurance that was covering all my psychological care and everything. But here I didn't know. I didn't want to, and especially if you're feeling depressed, you're not like, oh, I'll just go to a GP, like register and make an appointment, and then I'll get referred. Like that's how like I can't even get up and make myself breakfast. Like no, I'm definitely not doing that. So it's like there's this weird cycle. Like how do you invest in self-care when you're feeling like just you want to self-sabotage? So and then add to that sort of bureaucracy of it all too. But I guess it is like first and foremost listen to your body. What were you gonna say?
I was going to talk about anxiety as well. Most people don't know this. I think it's really urgent about it. But in 2016, I was going to the hospital like 3 times a week because I would fall asleep and I would the panic attack would wake me up. I'm like, no, I think I'm having a heart attack.
Yeah,
you know,
it's like classic nighttime palpitation.
Yeah, and it's almost like you feel like you're losing your mind. People don't get it. They're just like, you're fine. There's nothing wrong with you. You know, we just checked your ECG. It's fine. I'm like, no, something is actually happening. And it went on for a year where I was going into the hospital. So I had to quit my job because I'll be at work and it will happen. And it's almost like out of your control. So I moved back to London, and then I think they said it was going to be 3 months on waiting list to see someone. So I had to go private. So again, that's a problem. I know we feel like I'm always bashing NHS, but like 3 months for me, I was just like, that's a lifetime. So I had to pay and go private, which
What kind of
it was just to do panic attacks and like how to control them, manage it.
CBT?
CBT. And at first I was just like, what is this? It's not working. But you know, I gave it a chance, and you know, so. But yeah, and you almost feel like, I think, also being, I wouldn't say black or African, but you know, your parents will be like, oh, it's okay, don't worry about it.
And the boys did mention this about the difference in perception.
No race thing, but I think it's not the norm in my home.
It's not the norm.
Yeah.
It's not culture, it's not the norm.
Because I hear, because my secondary school is mainly white people, and I hear like they go through it, they get help. But it's almost like we can't go through that, you know. It doesn't happen to us.
I did say a lot of it's a cultural thing. Not that it's not real, but these things are almost like exalted to the point that it's not real anymore. You don't even experience anxiety because it's so foreign to your culture. So, but it's also good that we have to be able, if you are a person, you need to talk to somebody about it.
I just want to pick up on that, but from a bereavement point of view. So my husband talked about it before, so I won't go into much detail, but his brother passed away a few years ago, and his brother was a teenager, and it was only the two of them, so it basically left my husband as an only child. And when we were going through it, we both took a lot of time off work, but it was that typical kind of crazy cultural mentality of soldier on, just keep going, pray, which we did, and it helped, but it's only by God's grace that we came out the other side. But looking back, bereavement counselling would have been such a great thing for the both of us, because there are still, even to this day, like implications, I think, of what's happened and where things hadn't really been dealt with, because it was that typical African mentality of soldier on. So actually, every single day we would go to his family home, and it would be full of people, and I, as the African woman, would have to be in the kitchen helping serve people, where on the inside I just felt so broken, but you kind of didn't have a choice, you just had to
time frame for you to be sad.
And then
it's like, okay, right, you need to, why are you not back here? Why are you not back at work? Why are you not this? And it's difficult. It's hard because, I mean, I had nothing like that actually happened to me, but I've seen it happen to people that I care about, and I literally don't know how I would cope. Like, people are back at work after a week, 2 weeks. How?
Definitely, because, and that's something about the culture that I don't understand, because people are going through a loss and they're now in your show of condolence. They're now in servitude to you, kind of thing. And they need to, like, you should be doing everything. You should just make sure they're okay and just let them be. But they're having to answer your questions like, oh, how did you have fun? Oh, I sure. Like, sorry. Yeah, like, it will get better. It's so sad. Oh, he was such a lovely man. But I want to allow me to breathe, but I have to, this auntie's coming. Oh, we need to do food. And it's like, now is not the time. Like, I'm crumbling inside. I need space to be able to crumble. I want to grieve. I'm at a loss, and you're not. They don't give you the space.
One example I actually remember when I went to your house, Timmy's house after Philip brother passed away, and it was probably like 1 or 2 days after, and the first thing his mum said to me was like, "Oh, are you okay? Do you want something to eat?" And I just started crying. So I'm like, "How are you asking me what I want when your son has just passed away?" And it is part of the, like, people at the house, people were being fed, and I guess it's nice to have that much support, but it was just, to me, it felt really weird that she was offering me food and drink in her house after this just happened to her family.
I do have a quick question. I do have a really quick question. So, I think a lot of the time, people who haven't experienced something like this, they don't really know what to say and what to do, because they're scared that they're going to say something wrong. So, like, for those that have lost someone who've been in that situation, so what advice would you give to somebody in terms of how they can be supported?
It's so hard because everybody is so different. So actually, on reflection, because of the personality type that my dad and my father-in-law are, I actually think they did really enjoy having all those people around, even though there were 30 people in the house every day. And for me, it was my worst nightmare. I actually think for them, it almost re-energizes them in a way, because they're extroverts like that and they feed off that energy. So what they want and need is the polar opposite to what I want and need in that situation. So it's kind of really hard to give a general answer to that. But I guess for me personally, it was having close friends either just be around me, spending time with me, doing little acts. My sister was amazing, would come over and just do things that I couldn't have the mental capacity to do, like wash up, tidy up, make sure your fridge is stocked. For me, it was those little acts that just showed me how much she loves me and is there for me, and kind of helped me, just saying, I'm here to talk anytime you want, but then not like forcing me to talk and not forcing their presence on me. So for me, that was perfect.
I think it's hard because you want to show the person that you're there, but then you're like, hi. You don't really know what to do, and you don't want to be too encouraging. Like, I'm really stuck. Like, it's difficult, to be honest. I still don't really know how to say that.
I'm a bit different. I literally just don't want to talk about it, because when I'm there, I was like, I still haven't processed it. So it's like it happened, but I don't think about it, because I feel like I'm the sort of person, if I allowed myself to feel what I should feel, I'd probably have like a breakdown. So everyone's like, oh, did you cry? So to this day, I'm inside it. So,
And I process
it very much. So like, I don't want anyone to talk and like everyone going, oh, I'm so, then that just makes me feel worse, if that makes sense. I just like to not.
Yeah,
think about it.
I think sometimes it's
Sorry, because I had to. I think it took me like 2 years to actually react, because I remember when my mom told us the news, we were just like, oh, okay. Like it was like it's one of the weirdest reactions I've ever had to anything, and I think I don't remember what happened, but 2 years later I just started crying about it. But then having dealt, like I don't know that it's something that actually even really dealt with per se, but I don't know. Like it's just something I can't explain. And so when people are like, "Oh, I'm really sorry to hear about that," I'm just like, "Yeah, it's okay." So I think the other day, I think you and Polly were going to do something on this. We wanted to go somewhere. So we wanted to go to Catches, and Agile. And so when I saw Agile, I was like, "Wait, what are you doing?"
Because we both think they can do the
and I was like, "Why? Why can't these Catches do this thing?" And he was like, "Oh, it's Father's Day." I was like, "Oh, right." My dad be dead, kind of thing, as a joke. That's exactly what I said. And she was like, and I was like, yeah, it's just, I don't know.
I think it's important to ask, especially people close to you, just ask them, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to say? I think that worked best for me when someone close to me, so I was like, what can we talk about now? And you might feel awkward and stuff, but if they will tell you what they want, and they don't know, you still figure it out, we figure it out together. But I guess even on the other side of you saying you don't want to talk about it, as long as it's not negatively impacting your progress in life, I don't think anyone can really question that you've not dealt with it properly. If you feel that you are managing and functioning in life physically and mentally fine, have you dealt with it? Have you dealt with it? Maybe you have. I'm not answering the question. It's really difficult to gauge, but I think obviously if you see someone who's not doing everything as well and it's not functioning, they was functioning for a very long time, then you're gonna have to question how they're managing something. What were you gonna say, Jess?
But I guess just be there for the person. Maybe don't say anything, because sometimes you might say the wrong thing. So if you could just sit them in silence.
Definitely.
Make yourself available to get your question. Make yourself available.
I feel like that they're there. Like whenever we go to people, it's the hugest thing that ever happens to you. Like, in everything, nothing is the same again. With everyone I've lost, I carry it with me every day. I think about them most days. Like when they're not there, when I turn a certain age, they didn't reach. Like it's everything. Like, but what helps you, the people around you. People can say the wrong thing. People can say something like that is a bunch of shit. What are you saying? What your agrees part? Like be real with me and then allow me to be real with you. If I don't want to talk about it, I'll say it. I don't want to talk about it. Be malleable to that person who's going through that thing. It's not going to be the same thing for everyone.
Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that. Stay tuned. You can find me at The Clinic Diaries at Facebook, Instagram, YouTube and Twitter.